Hello, I am Rudranil. Welcome back to my channel. Today you will hear another chapter of Detective Stories of Bhashkar Chowdhury. Chapter 2, The Adventure of the Lost Bag. Part 1. Hope you enjoy it. Adventure 2, The Adventure of the Lost Bag. After declining the call, I didn't wait a moment. I changed and took up my Pulsar 220 and went to Newtown to Bhaskar's house. I rang the calling bell. He shouted, "Come in." I opened the door. Bhaskar was sitting in his sofa with a book of Olympics. Once he saw me, he stood up and said in a happy voice, "Oh, it's you! I thought my gardener Kamal. Come in, sit." He poured some tea from the Milton flask on the table to a cup. I started. Today morning I got a call from my maternal uncle who lives in Ranchi. He works in Coal India Limited. Now please don't ask me in which post because I will be unable to tell. Now, this morning he said. I took up the cup and drank one sip tea. Then I again started. So this morning he said to me to come to Ranchi next week and that also along with you. Why me? He asked. Actually, he loves detective novels and I narrated our story of Nepal. He got interested in you and wants to meet you. He has a big house there. We will get a room and a bathroom of our own. That is the guest room. I said. He muttered. So will you be able to arrange holidays? Only 6 days next week? Maybe. I am sending the application now. Wait. Saying, he took up his iPhone and typed something somewhere and sent. Oh, another thing. He wants to see your notebook that you bought from Nepal and also if possible your revolver. I said. He said, "It is possible to take the notebook, but if I take my revolver, we may have to travel there by car." Just then, a new notification arrived in his phone. He picked up his iPhone and read something carefully and then said to me, "I just got my email. My holiday application is granted." "Great, so I will confirm my uncle," I said cheerfully. Next, I drank the tea and said, "What about traveling?" He started. "We might have to travel there by my Renault Quid or your Swift in order to take my revolver." "Your Quid?" I suggested. "Yes, and the driver?" he asked. I know Bhaskar is a good driver, but this time he is trying to be relaxed. "He can easily drive for 6 hours and I can do the rest," I said. "I have a good driver for long journey, Mr. Sam Datta. He will take good care of your car as well as will drive smoothly." "Is he free next week?" asked Bhaskar. "Wait, let me call him." Our conversation were as follows. "Hello, I am Akhilesh." "Hello, Akhilesh. Are you free next week?" "Yes, why?" "Can you drive us to Ranchi next week?" Yes. "Okay, we will be going on Monday and we will be back on Saturday." "Okay, I will not take any other work." "Thanks, bye." "Bye." Thus, the driver was booked. "Done?" asked Bhaskar. "Yes," I said. I stood up and said, "Okay, I have some work in the market. Bye." Bhaskar stood up and said, "Bye." He came with me till his house gate. Soon it was Monday. We had made plans when to leave Kolkata. We left Kolkata at 5 a.m. in the morning. It was possible because we decided to travel by our own car. Mr. Sham was very punctual. He arrived before time. No sooner had we entered our car, Mr. Sham prayed to the small Lord Shiva model kept at the car by Bhaskar. In the way, we stopped thrice for tea break. I had brought some biscuits, chips, snacks, etc., which we enjoyed through the way. I don't remember the time when we reached Ranchi. I think it was 1 o'clock or 1:30. Actually, I was very excited about meeting Uncle. As soon as I saw his house, I said to Mr. Sham to stop. We got down. I said, "Sham, go and park the car in the garage. Let me give you some information about my uncle and his house before continuing more. He lives in a double-storied average house like ours. He has a big garden in front of the house. There is a big gate which first leads to the garden. Once we enter the garden, we see a pathway leading to the house and the garage. My uncle's name is Nishit Kumar Chakraborty. As told earlier, he works in Coal India Limited and he loves reading detective novels. He had finished reading the full series of Sherlock Holmes and many other detectives. That's why he is so interested in Bhashkar, his notebook, and revolver. We saw a man exiting. Must be a servant. We went to the door and rang the bell. Uncle came down and opened the door. He welcomed us warmly. We went in. I introduced Bhashkar as Uncle, this is my friend Bhashkar, the detective whose stories I narrated. Uncle said, Oh, good. Now I will show your room. Go and freshen up and then come down for lunch. Then we will talk together. Uncle showed us our room. I know the layout of the whole house. Let me tell it to you. In the ground floor, there is the main gate. When we enter from the gate, we see a large corridor running side by side. There are 3 doors which lead to the same big room that is meant for guests to sit. From the main gate, if we turn left, we find a staircase. When we climb the stairs, we come to the next floor, which will run straight, seeing from the staircase. There are many rooms in that floor. The last room of that floor was given to us. There was also a bathroom attached to that room. There was a bed, an almirah, a big carpet on the floor, a balcony in which there were many plants, a bedside table, and a table lamp on the table, just like a room of hotel. First, I freshened up and then Bhashkar. After that, we came down and met Uncle with whom we finished our lunch. After lunch, Uncle began. So now can I go to your room and see your notebook and revolver? Let's go, said Bhashkar. We went up to our room. Uncle carefully studied the notebook and asked, Who is your favorite detective in stories? Bhashkar replied, Pradosh C. Meter. He didn't even thought for a moment for answering. I think the answer was ready in his mouth beforehand. Uncle said, Your notebook tells me that. Your style matches. And another thing, our choices match. Even my favorite detective is he, said I. Uncle then said, Then all of our choices match. We were sitting on the bed then. Uncle said, And your revolver? Bhaskar stood up. He went to his bag and opened the last chain. He took out a very shiny black revolver. He came to us and showed us the revolver. Sitting, he said, It's called Beretta 96. I have never seen and heard this name and saw this revolver ever. Uncle asked, Where is it made? Bhaskar replied, It is made in Italy, in Brescia, by some Bartolomeo Beretta. Uncle said, Seems interesting. But don't your favorite detective use Colt .32 or something? Yes, said Bhaskar. After that, we gossiped and watched a movie till 8:30 p.m. We had dinner early that day as we were quite tired. The next early morning, after breakfast, Uncle told us, Okay, so I have office today. I will be leaving in the next half an hour. You will get bored sitting at home. Take your car and go to the sightseeing. Ranchi is very famous for waterfalls. There are also other places to visit. Saying, he went to the table and picked up a book. That was the guidebook of Ranchi. He said, Take this for the sightseeing places. Your phone will do the rest. So we did the same. Uncle left for office and we left for sightseeing. That day we saw Sita Falls, Jonah Falls, Tagore Hill and Pahari Mandir. There were so many stairs that my legs were aching, but Bhaskar's leg was not aching like mine. We had lunch from a restaurant already. Then we went to Dhurua Dam. It was a pleasing experience. There were many benches along the dam. We occupied one of them. We could hear very light sound of water. We sat in the bench and chatted till it was 4:40 because we had no more energy. The stairs of Jonah and Sita Falls were enough to make me tired. However, we still visited Pahari Mandir. After 4:40, we came back to my uncle's house. We were back by 5:15. I thought uncle would be also back by then. But no. A servant opened the door, not the one we saw in the morning, as we rang the bell. We had only one option then, to wait for uncle. We went into our room, freshened up, and came down to the hall. There were many books in the bookshelf. We took two of them and started to read. Bhashkar was reading Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Cardboard Box, and I was reading The Life of Netaji. Time passed. It was 6 o'clock then. I knew that my uncle used to return at 5 o'clock. The servant had left by then. The key of the house was with us. Not knowing what to do, we came out and locked the house. Fortunately, there was only one road leading to Coal India Limited office. We started to move towards it. On the way, we saw a police station. When we were passing in front of it, we saw a man sitting on the chair who was bruised. "Oh, that is my uncle!" We just ran in. I said, "Uncle, anything wrong?" "Everything is wrong," said he. "Why?" I asked. "All in good time. Let me do my work first." Saying, he started writing something. We moved out and waited near the gate of the police station. After 12 minutes, he came out and said, "Say no more. I am robbed." Once my duty was over, I was coming straight to home. But on the way, beside a park where much people were not there, someone pushed me hard from back and I fell down. The man then hit me with a very heavy something and then ran away with my bag. In my bag were a laptop which was very important, my debit card, some of my important papers of office without which I will be knocked out of my office. A passerby helped me to get up. Once I was healed, I went to block my debit card and then I came here to the police station. I would be pleased if you would try to get my bag and its items back," he said to Bhashkar. I have to look into this matter." "What would you do without your papers now?" asked Bhashkar. He said, "I am taking leave for 4 days. Within that, the bag is to be found." "Can we once go there where you were hit?" asked Bhashkar. Let's do so, said Uncle. We moved towards right of the police station. Uncle moved in the front and we followed him. We reached a place where there were less numbers of shops and people. There was a park and a bench there. Uncle pointed towards the bench and said, "I was hid beside this bench." Uncle moved towards the bench carefully. We found the footprints of a long pointed shoe. Uncle said, "These footprints were fresh when the man hit me. These are the footprints of the culprit." Bhaskar watched the footprints properly. "Let's go now," said he. While we moved, Bhaskar had been a little back, but soon he walked fast and again started walking with us. You were listening to Detective Stories of Bhashkar Chowdhury, Chapter 2, Part 1, written by Lahiri, narration by Lahiri. Hope you liked it. Thank you.